What's going on, America? Jericho Green here with you again. And somebody tagged me in something on Twitter, and it was somewhere in Mexico, and there's this cartel called the Knights Templar. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but they're a drug cartel down there, and this guy was a known pedophile, and he was caught. He was like 29 years old, and he was caught raping an 11-year-old boy. So the cartel got a hold of him, and, they hooked him up. There's a picture of it. You can see him. They hung him, like they crucified him from this sign on the highway that, they're telling you where to go and stuff. That's like that hangs over the highway. He's crucified on there. They got a cardboard sign on it that basically says, "I'm a pedophile, and this is what happens when you harm children." Paraphrasing there. And like they cut his balls off and put them in his mouth. Like, they gave this fool the royal treatment. And I only have one word to say to that. Yay! Like, what's the problem? And the only problem I would see with this is, when you get into vigilante justice, and I'll explain how they got a hold of him in a second. But when you get into vigilante justice, there's a high probability that somebody who's innocent is going to get caught up and get hurt, get fucked up or killed. Like that movie Mystic River, where they thought they had this dude dead to rights. He was the one who did it. Oh, spoiler alert. If you haven't seen that shit. They thought they had the dude who did it for sure. It turns out after they already dealt with him. Whoops. Wrong one. So yeah, they were transporting this cat from one jail to another, something like that. This cartel, they pinned the police cars in, pulled out guns, kidnapped the dude, did what they had to do to him, and hung him up on the sign above the highway with a little note. And that's great. There are some people in this world who are damaged. They can't be repaired. They can't be fixed. They're demons. They're bad seeds. They're rotten. There's something wrong with them. They're defective. They cannot be fixed. Even more than that, they should not be fixed. So some people do some things where this is what they deserve. Now, they caught the guy doing it, so there was no question of did he or did he not. No, they caught him in the act. You did it, 100% guilty. It's a wrap. I don't see anything wrong with that. I think that would do a lot to stop this kind of stuff, because not only does it affect the kid, not only is that one of the most disgusting things you could ever do to another human being, you've robbed that kid of their innocence, you've robbed them of their childhood, you've stolen their mental safety, their mental security. The one place you should be safe is inside your own fucking mind. And when you do that, you rob them of that. You've damaged their future relationships. You've damaged them as a person. You've changed the way they interact with the world, and they can never change that. Sights and smells and sounds will set off those memories. It's just terrible. And for us to throw them in prison, I don't know how they handled other countries, but in America, for us to throw them in prison and keep them away from the monsters who want to give them the justice they deserve is crazy. So, vigilante justice is a sticky situation, a slippery slope, but when they catch you with your hand in the cookie jar, hey man, you get what you get. I think they should have where, they spin the wheel, it lands on a year, you're like, ooh shit, 1600? Let's pick a country. Oh, France, 1600? Let's see what kind of torches we have in store for you. I'm all for it. Let's bring back the rack, drawing and quartering, boiling, the brazen bull. They have this thing, I don't remember what country it's from, I saw this show called Machines of Malice. And a lot of them took place during like the Spanish Inquisition and the Crusades. And this thing called the pear. And it looks like a steel pear, about the same size. There's a big screw in the top of it. And as you tighten that screw, the pear opens up. And it opens up, like that wide. It opens up real wide, so they would, stick that in your mouth and crush your jaw and your teeth, or, stick it up your ass or something, or if you were a hua, they might jam it in the clam and do some damage, But I mean, for somebody to do something like, and it's, like I said, it's not just the child, that ripples throughout their life and their family. The mother, the child she carried, her baby, to have them changed and damaged like that is awful. As a father and a husband, you're charged with the safety of your family. And for something like that to happen to your child, I mean, what a failure you would feel like. Failure. You would feel like you weren't there to protect your child from the worst thing humanly possible, or, other than death. So, yeah. Great. Good job, Knights of Templar. I mean, keep it up. That's the only thing you can do to these people, is put them down like the rabid animals that they are. And it's so fucked up to do that to a child, the most innocent of our society. And if you're going to throw them in prison, don't put them in protective custody. Let them out there with the creme de la creme, the people that specialize in punishing people. Let them in general population. There's a couple YouTube channels I watch of, former prisoners. They tell how it was on the inside. And the inmates don't play that shit. You will get shanked up, beat the fuck up, and all types of other bad shit they've thought of sitting in that prison for years. So throw them to the wolves, so to speak. But there's only one way to punish people like that. They can't be fixed. They're damaged. They need to be destroyed. So viva la Mexico. Viva la Knights of Templar. And I'm out of here, folks. You know how it goes. I try to be done with the left. They just won't let me. Follow your boy on the Twitters at @green_Jericho. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.